Hello, friends. In my last vlog, I've given a very detailed description about simple, complex, compound, and complex compound sentences. Now, here in this vlog, let us discuss how to interchange these sentences. That is simple to complex, compound, compound, complex, like that, all the other types of sentences. Now, let us look at how it is done. First, I'll give you a simple sentence. He bought his friend's car. We call it a simple sentence because it has only one subject and one predicate. Not only that, it is just one big clause. There is only one clause, and that is an independent clause which has a meaning of its own. So it is a simple sentence. We have to change it into a complex sentence. How do we change it into a complex sentence? First, if you are asked to cook something, what will you do? You will first collect the things that are needed for the cooking. If you are asked to make a table, likewise, you will collect all the things that are needed to make a table. Let us do the same thing here. To make a complex sentence, you need only two things: dependent clause and independent clause. So here, whenever you want, so here you must split the either the verb or the noun to form a dependent clause. That is that is what is done usually. Here the verb is bought. There is no point in shifting that. We will try the noun friend's car. Car is a noun and friends is the adjective. So let us split it like this. He bought the car that belonged to his friend. Here it is a complex sentence. Why? What did we do? We just split that adjective and made it a complex sentence. So he bought the car is the independent clause. That belonged to his friend is the dependent clause. Now let us change it into a compound sentence. For making a compound sentence, what are the ingredients that we need? We need two independent clauses. There is no need of a dependent clause. So here there are two things here. Again, let us look at friend's car. We can just split that and we can write like this. He bought a car. It belonged to his friend. So it is two independent clauses which has a meaning of its own. How did we do it? By just splitting the adjective and noun. Next, we have to make it into compound complex sentence. For compound complex sentence, what do we need? We need two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. So how do we do it? We can write it like this. He bought a car. It was a car that belonged to his friend. You must remember one thing. Compound complex sentence is a combination of compound and complex sentences. So you just look at that and it was a car that belonged to his friend, you get from the compound sentence. He bought a car also, you got from the compound sentence. So next, let us see how a complex sentence can be interchanged. What is a complex sentence? One dependent clause and another independent clause will be there. Okay, here is a sentence. Susan wrote a story which was amazing. That is a complex sentence because Susan wrote a story is the independent clause, which was amazing is the dependent clause. We have to make it simple. Simple sentence. For a simple sentence, you need only one clause. Easiest way to do it, just look at the verb. There is only one verb. We cannot do anything to it. But for story, there is an adjective. Amazing. So we will club it together. Susan wrote an amazing story. And it becomes simple. That is, if the noun has an adjective, just club it together, join it together. That is enough. It becomes simple. Now we want to make it compound sentence. For a compound sentence, we need two different sentences, also two different clauses, which is independent. It doesn't depend upon the other at all. So it is very easy. Two things are there. One is a story is written, the other, the story is amazing. So what shall we do? We'll write like this. Susan wrote a story. Full stop. It was amazing. That is it. Then we have to make it into compound complex. For compound complex, it should have two or more independent clauses and one dependent clause. How shall we do it? That was a story which was written by Suzan. It was amazing. That was a story. It is, you just take examples from compound and complex sentences. That was a story is an independent, which was written by Susan is dependent. It was amazing. That is also independent. So that is how you are interchanging a complex sentence. Now let us try with a compound sentence. I'll give you an example. Susan did not cheat in the test as it was a wrong thing to do. So compound sentence means it has two different clauses or two different independent sentences. You can see here, Susan did not cheat in the test. That is a one clause. Another one, it was a wrong thing to do. That is another clause. So it is a compound sentence. We want to make it into a simple sentence. So here what is it? The test, that is a noun, but it doesn't have an adjective or anything. But there are two verbs here. One is cheat and the other is do wrong. Let us try to join it together. Susan did not do wrong by cheating in the test. So that gives you a simple sentence. You may say it is joined with by, but by is a preposition. It is not a conjunction. So it doesn't make another clause. It is one big clause. Now let us change it into a complex sentence. For complex sentence, most probably if you start the sentence with because, it will be correct. So you first try to start it with because. So in complex sentence, what shall we do? Because it was a wrong thing to do, Susan did not cheat in the test. Here, Susan did not cheat in the test is the independent clause. And because it was a wrong thing to do is a dependent clause. So always for complex sentences, most probably, not in all cases, but you can just start with because and it will be correct. Now we have to make it into compound complex sentence. Compound complex means two main clauses, one or more dependent clauses should be there. So we shall make it like this. Expand it a little. Susan attended the test. Because it was a wrong thing to do, she did not cheat. So here, Susan attended the test is independent. She did not cheat is independent. Because it was a wrong thing to do is dependent. So always when you are trying to make a dependent clause, either use because it was like that, or while it was like that, or as it was like that. And most probably it is better to give it in the starting of the sentence. When a complex sentence starts, you begin it with because or as or while or although or anything like that. It will be more accurate then. Now next is our compound complex sentence. Let us look at an example. I don't like horror movies because they are scary, so I don't watch them. Here, for a compound complex sentence, one or more or two or more independent clauses will be there and a dependent clause will be there. So for dependent clauses, again here also they have begun with because. So which are the independent clauses? I don't like horror movies is one independent clause. Because they are scary is a dependent clause. I don't watch them is another independent clause. We have to change this into a simple sentence. For simple sentence, what do we do? Look at the noun. It has an adjective with it. Another adjective is there in the next sentence. Verb also, don't watch is there, and I don't like. Actually, even it shows a quality. So what shall we do? I don't like or watch. We can club it together, join it together. I don't like or watch the scary horror movies. What did we do here? We joined together the adjectives. One adjective is given in the next part of the sentence. We brought it here along with the adjective with it. Scary horror movies. And two actions are there. Don't watch and I don't like. So we joined that also together and made it a short, simple sentence. Now we have to make it into a complex sentence. For complex sentence, the best thing to do is start the sentence with because. Then you will get an independent clause. No, sorry, dependent clause. Along with it, you can also add an independent clause. It goes like this: because they are scary, I don't like or watch the horror movies. Now, next you have to make a compound sentence. Compound sentence means there should be independent clauses only. There are no dependent clauses in compound sentence. So what shall we do? We just say the facts in three different sentences. There are three facts. Horror movies are scary. I don't like them and I don't watch them. That is the way to write it. There are no dependent clauses at all, and it's very easy to make a compound sentence. Now, friends, I have discussed on how to interchange these sentences. So we have to remember just 3 or 4 steps. For that, the first and the second videos should be seen together. So thank you for being with me, and please comment on these videos. Thank you very much.